Hey everybody, it's Alex at Motoroso.com, and in this video we're going to be doing a little bit of an update to our previous video about all the Baja Designs Fog Pocket LED lighting kits, as well as a deep dive on the new revolutionarily redesigned SAE approved street legal lights that they've just released. Now in that previous video we went through all the details of all the light output from their sports to their pro level, the difference between a toggle switch harness and the upfitter harness, as well as details on their 4 SAE approved light kits that they had in their lineup before. But the scientists of lighting over at Baja Designs, as usual, have been pushing forward innovation in the aftermarket LED lighting industry, and they've just released 8 new kits for the Ford Bronco, featuring their new SAE approved lights in their Squadron and S2 lineup. Now this whole thing can get to be a lot to understand, but hopefully this video will make it easier to understand and help you choose the kit that's right for you. And as usual, we'll put exact links to everything in the description of the video. Those links will take you over to Motoroso.com where you can shop with us. And if you find this video helpful, please do shop with us, because that's our business. It's the only way we're going to be able to grow and continue making video content like this if you find it useful. Now, before we go any deeper, SAE stands for the Society of Automotive Engineers, and that's the regulatory body that sets standards and regulations for all automotive technology, of course, including lighting on vehicles. Now, lots of aftermarket brands sell these LED lights, but if it doesn't say SAE approved and include an SAE number, then that light is technically illegal and you could potentially get a ticket for using it on public roads. Now, for me personally, I am a hardened criminal and I generally have a disdain for authority, and I'm a very dangerous person running aftermarket LED lights on my Bronco. Now, I don't use them on public roads. I don't turn them on, so I'm not worried about getting a ticket. I only use them off-road where they really shine. Sorry, and I had to use that pun too. At the end of the day, it's a personal decision. If you really think that in your area the police are going to enforce these laws, or when you buy them you want to be able to turn them on public roads, then potentially an SAE approved kit is going to be the right thing for you. But again, it's a personal decision and up to you. And just a quick note, the other reason I don't really care too much about these auxiliary lights being street legal is because I also have the Alpha Rex headlight assembly upgrades on my Bronco, and that's a massive increase in lighting performance. So on the street, I feel good. Now, we made a separate video about that. I'll put a link to that right here. Check those out, because it might change how you think about what you want to get in your aftermarket auxiliary lights. So as we described in the previous video, there were 4 versions of the SAE kit in the Baja Designs Fog Pocket lineup. And those kits contain a pair of their SAE approved Squadron lights and then 2 pairs of their S2 regular light pods. Now the S2s are their 1.75 inch by 3 inch light pods, and then the Squadrons are their 3 by 3 light pods with 4 LEDs. Now this is going to stay exactly the same. There will now be 12 kits, but these 4 kits are actually, the part numbers are staying exactly the same. They're just upgrading those Squadrons to their newest version of the SAE technology. Now the 8 new kits that are coming out are a variation of their already very popular Sportsman and Pro level kits. And that means that in those kits, the Squadrons are going to be their non-SAE lights for massive off-road lighting performance. And your decision there is going to be whether to go with their Pro level of light, which puts out 9,200 lumens out of the pair, or go with their still very strong Sport version, which puts out 6,400 total lumens. And then they're going to be including 1 non-SAE S2, and then introducing the new SAE approved version of the S2 on the corner, so that you have 1 set of S2s that are SAE approved. So the key to this is that your decision is how much power do you want from your Squadrons for off-road lighting, and then a small SAE approved light. And in all of these kits, you're going to have the option of either a clear SAE S2 or their amber SAE S2. And the rest of the non-SAE lights in the kit are going to come with clear lenses. And the good thing about that is that you can purchase separately different lenses to swap out into those non-SAE lights. You can choose the lens color, like clear or amber, or you can change the actual light pattern pattern for a spot lens that sends light way up the trail, or a wide cornering lens that diffuses all the light, or their popular driving combo lens that is a 50-50 combination of both. Now, this is a good time to mention that the SAE lights, as part of that regulation and approval, they must remain sealed and the lenses cannot be changed. So changing your SAE lenses is not an option. You need to choose whether you want clear or amber at the time you make the purchase of this kit. And then lastly, that makes up 4 combinations of the kit. The last 4 decisions you have to make is whether or not you want a toggle switch, which comes with a relay harness, it comes with a relay and a switch so that you can wire it in separately, or the Upfitter version of the kit. And frankly, everybody's got those OEM auxiliary switches in their Bronco. Almost everybody has that. You want the slightly less expensive Upfitter version of the harness. So just a quick recap of that. Hope this isn't too repetitive. First, you're going to decide whether or not you want a Pro Squadron or a Sport Squadron. Then you're going to decide whether or not your SAE S2 is a clear lens or an amber lens, and then you need to decide which harness style you want, the toggle switch with a relay and a switch, or their regular Upfitter, which ties into your OEM auxiliary switches, or an aftermarket accessory like the S-Pod. That makes 8 variations of that new kit with the SAE S2s, in addition to the 4 versions that have the SAE Squadrons, and that makes a total of 12 options there. And I want to be clear, none of these kits are full street legal, meaning they have all SAE Squadrons and all SAE S2s. Baja Designs has not put together and released one of those kits yet. It kind of makes sense to us though, because all of these are a combination of a street legal light that you can put on one switch, and then another switch that you can use to control your non-street legal lights. We think that makes a lot of sense, is going to be what most people want. But again, we're going to put detailed links to every single product we've talked about in the description of this video, and those links will take you over to Motoroso.com, where you can shop with us. And we really do appreciate it when you do, because like I said, that's what's going to keep this business running. Now, on the flip side, if you hate my face, this video was useless to you, and you never want to hear from me again, don't shop with us, and then we'll just go out of business and I'll be out of your life forever. Now, just a quick rundown on what has changed in these new upgraded SAE lights from Baja Designs. They made a great blog post on their website, which goes into deep detail. We'll put a link to that in the description as well. But just a quick recap here. Now, previous SAE lights from Baja Designs were visually not very distinguishable from the rest of their lineup. Inside, they had an LED controller and an LED light that was actually, SAE approved, and it had that sealed lens that was stamped with SAE, but essentially just put out way less light and got through the approval process. What they've done here is now upgraded to a full LED aspheric projector that is a massive increase in overall performance, actually a 56% increase in lighting performance, and of course also looks very visually distinguishable from other non-SAE approved lights. Now, the Squadron version of their SAE light is going to put out over 2,400 lumens per light pod, and the S2 version over 1,200 lumens, which is a lot of light from an SAE approved light pod. But in addition to that, because of that aspheric projector technology, they're able to create a very, very hard and sharp cutoff line while maintaining high power off-road light that spreads all over the place to give you that off-road lighting performance, and then when you use it on the street without blinding your oncoming drivers. And then that light also meets or exceeds SAE standards for fog light. Now, I want to repeat that any of their SAE approved Squadrons or S2s are not featuring swappable lenses. That is a part of the SAE regulation process. The light has to be sealed and cannot be tampered with in order to pass and keep that regulation. So you need to choose the color of the lens that you want when you purchase it. Now, I also want to mention Baja Designs, being the fantastic company they are, we really have amazing experience working with them and a lot of happy customers. If you have a previous version of their SAE Squadrons, you can send those in to Baja Designs, and for free, they will retrofit the housing and install that new aspheric projector and get you up to date for free on that to the newest technology. We love that. We think that's awesome. So if you have an SAE kit from before, make sure you take advantage of that. Again, we're going to put links to everything we've talked about in the description of this video. Those links will take you over to Motoroso.com, where you can shop with us, and please do. You can reach us there on live chat or call us toll free at 833-MOTOROSO. If you'd like to learn more about the A-pillar lights for the Bronco, check out this video right here. Those lights are going to come up higher on the vehicle. They look killer in that location, and they help provide ditch lighting, and they come with all the lenses you need to swap all that out. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.